Welcome to our deep dive into Think and Grow Rich.
Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah, we'll be exploring the excerpts you've shared from this classic book by Napoleon Hill.
Right.
A book that's still incredibly popular, even decades after it was written.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, even folks like Darren Carter, who
yeah.
built his international fitness empire, Contours Express.
Contours Express, based
Yeah.
on its principles.
Yeah, it's amazing how this book just keeps resonating with people.
Yeah, and W. Mitchell,
Yeah,
a Hall of Fame speaker,
right.
considers it a timeless guide for anyone looking to grow both personally and professionally.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the big secret Hill claims to unveil in this book?
Well, it's this formula for success that was inspired by the steel magnate Andrew Carnegie.
Okay.
And Hill argues that this formula can help anyone achieve both wealth and fulfillment.
So Carnegie sounds like he was pretty confident in this formula.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
He believed it was so powerful that it could completely revolutionize education,
Wow.
even shorten the time we spend in school significantly. That's a bold claim.
Yeah.
Did anyone actually put these principles into practice and see results?
Yeah, you can look at Charles M. Schwab, for instance.
Right.
He was a young associate of Carnegie's
Right.
who applied these principles
Mm-hmm.
and ended up not only amassing a fortune,
Wow.
but also creating opportunities that were worth about $600 million for those around him.
So leveraging Carnegie's principles can actually lead to massive wealth creation and opportunity for everyone involved.
That's the idea.
What's the first step on this path to success?
Well, one of the core concepts is the power of desire.
Okay.
Hill really emphasizes that it's not just about wanting something,
Right.
but having this really deep burning desire that fuels you to overcome any obstacle.
He even shares a story about this little girl who just stared down her uncle until he gave her the 50 cents that her mother had asked for.
Exactly.
Talk about unwavering desire.
Yeah, that's the kind of unwavering desire that Hill's talking about, but it goes even deeper than that.
Okay.
It's about developing what he calls a money consciousness,
Okay.
where you believe so strongly in your ability to acquire wealth
Right.
that you can actually visualize yourself already possessing it.
So it's about shifting your mindset from scarcity to abundance.
Absolutely.
It reminds me of the story of Marshall Field.
Okay.
You know, after his store burned down, he looked at the ruins and declared he'd rebuild it into the world's greatest store no matter what. I mean, that's ambition.
It's a perfect example of turning adversity into fuel for even greater ambition.
Yeah,
And notice how Field's desire was very specific
right.
to rebuild and to make his store the best in the world.
To be the best.
It's similar to how Edwin C. Barnes wasn't content with just working for Thomas Edison.
Right.
He was determined to work with Edison as an actual business associate.
So we're seeing that burning desire coupled with a specific vision seems to be a recurring theme.
Absolutely.
But is that all it takes?
Not quite. Hill also emphasizes the power of faith.
Okay.
He goes as far as to say that faith is the actual starting point of all riches. It's the catalyst that turns desire into reality.
It's interesting when you think about someone like Mahatma Gandhi.
Right.
He didn't have any of the traditional tools of power,
Yeah.
yet he commanded such immense influence
Yeah.
simply through his unwavering faith and his ability to inspire those around him.
Gandhi really embodied the idea of being the change you want to see.
Absolutely. But you need more than just faith and desire, right?
Yeah.
What about knowledge and skills?
Right. Hill argues that specialized knowledge is essential,
Yeah.
but it's not enough on its own.
Okay.
He says you need to combine that with imagination in order to formulate practical plans.
So you need to be able to see the bigger picture and see how you can get from A to B.
Right. And he uses a rather interesting analogy to illustrate this point.
Okay.
It's the story of the old kettle, which supposedly had this magical ability to produce gold.
Okay.
But it wasn't just the secret formula that made it work.
Right.
It was the owner's imagination, coupled with a really good idea
Oh.
that brought the magic to life.
So it's about seeing the potential in something and using your imagination to kind of unlock that potential.
Precisely. Just like the creation of Coca-Cola.
Right.
Started as a very simple syrup,
Yeah.
but fueled by imagination, it grew into a global empire.
It's incredible how a seemingly ordinary idea
Yeah.
combined with imagination can have such extraordinary consequences. So we've got desire, faith, specialized knowledge, and imagination. What's the next piece of the puzzle?
Well, Hill dives into the power of the subconscious mind.
Okay.
He describes it as the bridge between your conscious mind
Okay.
and what he calls infinite intelligence.
Okay.
This powerful force that can take your desires and turn them into reality.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
So he points out that the subconscious mind is always working.
Always working.
And when it's powered by desires that are infused with faith,
Right.
it can really get things moving.
It can, but here's the catch.
Okay.
The subconscious mind doesn't discriminate between positive and negative thoughts.
Right.
So it's equally receptive to fear and doubt.
So we need to be careful what we wish for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You need to guard against negativity, because if you feed your subconscious mind with fear, it's going to manifest those fears just as readily as it would your positive aspirations.
That's a bit like the saying, be careful what you wish for. We need to be mindful of what we're planting in our subconscious garden.
Exactly.
All right, so we're learning to harness the power of the subconscious mind. What comes next on this journey to success?
Well, this is where Hill introduces a really intriguing concept.
Okay.
It's the sixth sense.
With sixth sense.
He describes it as this faculty that allows you to communicate with infinite intelligence
Oh, wow.
and to tap into a much higher level of knowledge.
So that's like all of these principles that we've been talking about coming together and working in perfect harmony.
Exactly.
We're talking about intuition and insight here.
Yeah.
But is it really that easy to tap into this sixth sense?
Not necessarily. Hill argues that we're often held back by 6 basic fears.
6 basic fears?
Yeah, he calls them the ghosts that haunt our minds and prevent us from reaching our full potential.
Okay, so what are these ghosts that we need to overcome?
Well, Hill outlines the fear of poverty,
Okay.
the fear of criticism, the fear of ill health, the fear of loss of love, the fear of old age, and the fear of death.
Those are some pretty big fears.
They are, and they can really paralyze us,
Yeah.
keep us stuck, and prevent us from taking the necessary risks to reach our goals.
So how do we combat these fears and unlock the power of the sixth sense? What's the key?
Well, Hill dives into the importance of persistence and decision.
Okay.
He uses the story of John Hancock and Samuel Adams,
Okay.
who, despite facing the mighty British Empire,
Yeah.
made this pivotal decision to defy British rule.
I mean, talk about a bold move that led to the birth of a nation.
It really highlights the power of a definite decision,
Yeah,
even when the odds seem insurmountable.
absolutely.
And Hill argues that indecision is one of the biggest roadblocks to success.
So we're learning to conquer fear, make bold decisions, and persist even when things get tough. What else does Hill have in store for us?
Well, he introduces what he calls the mastermind principle,
Okay.
which involves forming a powerful alliance of like-minded individuals
Okay.
who can support and challenge each other to achieve even greater things.
The power of collaboration and surrounding yourself with people who lift you up.
Exactly. Just like Henry Ford.
Yeah.
He was really close friends with some really brilliant minds like Thomas Edison,
Yeah.
Harvey Firestone, and Luther Burbank.
Those are some great friends to have.
Right, and their collaboration amplified their individual strengths
Yeah.
and contributed to their collective success.
So it seems like what Hill is advocating is that we need to take control of our thoughts, our beliefs, and our actions, while also harnessing the power of collaboration to really achieve our goals.
Absolutely.
And recognizing that success is achievable for anyone.
Yeah.
Willing to develop the right mindset and follow the principles that he lays out.
That's the core of it.
But there's so much more to unpack here.
There is.
What else did you uncover in your deep dive into Think and Grow Rich?
Well, let's see. One thing that Hill really reminds us is that the road to success is not always smooth.
Right?
You're going to encounter setbacks and challenges along the way.
That makes sense.
And it's how you respond to those challenges that really defines you.
Think and Grow Rich doesn't shy away from the reality of setbacks, does it?
Not at all.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, Hill emphasizes that setbacks are inevitable.
Okay.
He points to Thomas Edison, who supposedly failed 10,000 times before perfecting the incandescent light bulb.
Wow, 10,000 times. That's incredible.
It is. And, it sounds like Edison really saw those 10,000 attempts, not as failures,
Right.
but as stepping stones towards his ultimate goal.
Like he was getting closer each time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a great example of how temporary defeats don't have to be the end of the story.
Right.
They can be opportunities to learn to adjust your plans and to come back even stronger.
So it's not about giving up. It's about learning from your mistakes and trying again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hill argues that many people struggle financially, not because they lack intelligence or talent,
Okay.
but because they haven't developed a solid plan for accumulating wealth.
It's like they don't have a roadmap to follow.
Right, like Henry Ford.
Okay.
He came from very humble beginnings,
Right.
but became one of the wealthiest men in America
Yeah.
because he had a very clear vision and a well-defined strategy.
It wasn't just about building cars. It was about Having a plan.
It was about having a plan to achieve his vision.
And following through on that plan.
Ford's story really shows the importance of having a plan.
Right.
But it's not enough to just have a plan.
Okay.
You have to be adaptable and resilient in the face of challenges.
Because things are always changing.
Right. Remember, even Ford faced setbacks.
Right.
But he didn't let those setbacks stop him.
Yeah.
He used them as opportunities to reassess and improve.
So it sounds like persistence is key.
It really is.
Would you say that persistence is even more important than talent?
You know, Hill seems to think so. He uses the example of Fannie Hurst,
Okay.
a very successful author who faced countless rejections
Really?
before finally getting her work published.
Wow.
And there's also the story of Kate Smith,
Okay.
the legendary singer,
Right.
who sang for free for years just to get her voice heard.
Wow, that's dedication.
Yeah, but her persistence paid off.
Okay.
Broadway eventually recognized her talent,
Yeah.
and she became one of the highest paid entertainers of her time.
That's amazing.
It really highlights that the difference between those who succeed and those who don't
Right.
often comes down to their willingness to keep going even when things are tough.
It all circles back to that unwavering belief in oneself and that refusal to give up on your dreams.
Absolutely.
Now, Hill also dives into the qualities of effective leadership.
Right.
What are some of the traits that he identifies?
Well, he lists 10 major factors that contribute to successful leadership.
Okay.
Things like courage, self-control, sense of justice, and fairness.
Okay.
Definiteness of decision, definiteness of plans, the habit of doing more than you're paid for a pleasing personality,
Okay.
sympathy and understanding mastery of detail,
Wow.
and the willingness to assume full responsibility.
That's a pretty comprehensive list.
It is.
And it really shows that leadership is about more than just giving orders.
Mhm.
It's about inspiring and empowering others to achieve their full potential.
Absolutely.
But what about the flip side?
Okay.
What are some of the things that cause leadership to fail?
Well, Hill provides a list of 10 major causes of failure in leadership as well.
Okay.
He points to things like an unwillingness to render humble service,
Okay.
expecting pay for what they know instead of what they do with that knowledge,
Okay.
fear of competition from their followers, a lack of imagination, selfishness,
Oh, yeah.
intemperance, disloyalty, an overemphasis on the authority of leadership,
Right.
an emphasis on title and egotism.
It's interesting how these negative traits can sabotage even the most talented individuals.
Oh, absolutely.
And Hill's insights into both successful and unsuccessful leadership are really valuable for anyone who wants to lead electively.
Absolutely.
He also offers some practical advice on marketing personal services,
He does.
which is very relevant for anyone navigating the professional world today.
Oh, absolutely.
So what does he suggest?
Well, Hill outlines what he calls a new way of thinking about employment,
Okay.
emphasizing that both employers and employees should view themselves as fellow employees,
Okay.
whose primary responsibility is to serve the public efficiently.
So it's like a shift from a transactional mindset to a more service-oriented approach,
Precisely.
where everyone is working together towards a common goal.
Right. This approach really emphasizes providing quality and quantity in service,
Okay.
delivered with a spirit of harmonious conduct that fosters cooperation and teamwork.
So it's about creating a positive and productive work environment where everyone feels valued and respected.
Exact.
And does this just apply to traditional employees?
Well, Hill believes it extends beyond the traditional employer-employee relationship
Okay.
to anyone who is selling their services,
Okay.
whether they're freelancers, consultants, or even entrepreneurs.
So it's about developing a service-oriented mindset no matter what you do.
Exactly.
Now, I understand that Hill also provides a rather extensive list
Yes, he does.
of potential pitfalls to avoid
Right.
when marketing personal services.
He calls them the 21 common causes of failure in all walks of life.
21.
21, yeah. Well, we should look at a few of these.
Yeah.
Because they offer some really valuable lessons
Okay.
for anyone striving for success.
Okay, what's the first one?
Well, the first pitfall he identifies is an unfavorable hereditary background.
Okay.
Obviously, we can't change our genes.
Right.
But Hill argues that we can overcome any inherited weaknesses through conscious effort and self-improvement.
So it's about taking ownership of your destiny and not letting your past define your future.
Right.
Okay. What's another common pitfall?
Well, another one is the lack of a well-defined purpose in life.
Oh, that's a big one.
It is.
Yeah.
And Hill really stresses the importance of having a clear vision of what you want to achieve.
Right.
And then focusing your energy on making that vision a reality.
It's like setting a destination before you start a journey.
Exactly. Without a clear goal in mind, we're likely to just wander aimlessly and never reach our full potential.
Right.
And another pitfall he highlights is a lack of ambition to aim above mediocrity.
So don't settle for just being okay.
Right. He challenges us to dream big, to set our sights high, and never settle for anything less than our best.
So push yourself and don't be afraid to aim for the stars.
Absolutely.
No, it's great that he doesn't just offer vague advice like, dream big.
Right.
Does he give any specific guidance on how to overcome these pitfalls?
Oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
He'll even suggest a 28-question self-analysis exercise.
What's that?
It's kind of like taking a personal inventory to assess your current position.
Okay.
And to chart a course for future growth.
So you're really getting to know yourself and understanding where you need to improve.
Exactly. He believes that by being honest with ourselves, acknowledging our shortcomings, and taking steps to address areas where we need to grow, we can set ourselves up for success.
So it's about taking ownership of your personal development.
It is.
Now, one thing that really stood out to me in Think and Grow Rich was Hill's emphasis on American freedom.
Yeah.
And its connection to the capitalistic system.
Right.
It seems like an interesting perspective.
It is.
Especially given that the book was written during the Great Depression.
Yeah. You know, he wrote the book during a time of widespread economic hardship and uncertainty.
Right.
And he argued that America's capitalistic system, with its emphasis on individual initiative and free enterprise, provided unmatched opportunities for accumulating wealth.
So he saw it as a system that actually empowered people to create their own success?
He did. And he believed that these opportunities wouldn't be possible in a more restrictive system.
Okay, so he was really advocating for the benefits of a free market system.
He was. And he uses a very specific example to illustrate this point.
Okay, what is it?
He breaks down the cost of a simple breakfast.
Okay.
For a family of 4 living in a small American city.
Okay, so a typical American family.
Yeah, and it's really fascinating.
What is it?
He shows how various products sourced from different parts of the country and even the world end up on their breakfast table.
Okay.
Thanks to this intricate network of production, transportation, and distribution that's made possible by the capitalistic system.
So it's like this invisible hand that's bringing everything together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And his argument is that the massive infrastructure and capital needed to deliver even a simple meal would be impossible without a system that encourages innovation, investment, and hard work.
It's a great way to show the interconnectedness of the economy.
It is.
And how seemingly small, everyday actions contribute to this much larger system. Now, does he acknowledge that there might be some downsides to this system?
Well, he does. He makes it clear that American freedom doesn't guarantee riches without effort.
So you're not just going to get rich by sitting around.
It's not about handouts or shortcuts.
Right.
It's about seizing the opportunities that a free market system provides.
Okay.
And then applying principles of hard work, persistence, and smart decision-making to achieve success.
So it's about creating value for others.
Exactly.
Whether it's through a product, a service, or a solution to a problem.
Right. He even states that there's but one dependable method of accumulating and legally holding riches.
Okay.
And that is by rendering useful service.
Okay, so it's not just about taking, it's about giving back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he adds that no system has ever been created by which people can legally acquire riches through mere force of numbers or without giving in return an equivalent value of one form or another.
So you got to put in the work.
You do.
And you got to provide value to others.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that lasting success is built on ethical conduct and genuine value creation.
Now, does Hill acknowledge that some people might not be happy with America's capitalistic system?
He does. He suggests that those who are unhappy with the system are free to seek opportunities elsewhere.
So they have the freedom to choose.
They do. But he also points out that for those who are seeking riches and are not too particular about where they find them, there are plenty of other countries to explore.
So he's saying that America might not be the right fit for everyone.
Right. It's a thought-provoking statement that highlights the importance of individual choice and the freedom to pursue your own path, even if it means leaving your home country in search of better opportunities.
But he does seem to advocate for sticking with America.
He does. He cites the vast wealth and consumer spending power of American citizens.
Okay.
And he lists numerous examples of American spending habits,
Like what?
from beauty products and entertainment to fast food and even funeral expenses.
It's interesting how he points out all these different areas where Americans are spending their money.
It provides a fascinating look at the cultural landscape of America during the Great Depression.
Right.
And it's a reminder of the resilience and consumer-driven nature of the American economy, even during tough times.
It's like he's saying that even though things are tough, America still has a lot to offer.
Right.
Now, his discussion of American freedom and capitalism is particularly interesting when you consider the context of the Great Depression.
Right.
I mean, he saw the devastating effects of economic collapse and the fear that really gripped the nation.
He did.
And it probably shaped his views on the importance of individual effort,
Absolutely.
sound financial planning,
Right.
and the role of a free market system in creating opportunities.
You know, he argued that those who lived through the Depression
Yeah.
learned some very valuable lessons about the importance of financial stability
Right.
and the unpredictable nature of the economic cycle.
So it's about being prepared for the ups and downs.
It is.
And not taking anything for granted.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about fear,
Okay.
because his insights into the 6 ghosts of fear are so relevant today,
All right.
especially as we navigate a world full of uncertainty and rapid change.
Absolutely.
So how does he approach this topic?
Well, he reminds us that fear is a very powerful emotion
Right.
that can really paralyze us and prevent us from reaching our full potential.
And he breaks down those 6 basic fears that plague humanity.
He does.
Fear of poverty, fear of criticism, fear of ill health, fear of loss of love, fear of old age, and fear of death.
Those are some big ones.
Yeah, I mean, these are anxieties that can affect anyone, regardless of their background status or even their achievements.
It doesn't discriminate.
So how do we overcome these fears?
Well, Hilliel argues that fear is often rooted in ignorance
Okay.
and a lack of understanding of the principles that govern our lives.
So we don't understand what we're afraid of.
Right. And he provides some practical strategies for overcoming these fears.
Okay.
Strategies that are rooted in self-awareness, positive thinking,
Okay.
and taking action to address the root causes of our anxieties.
So it's not just about ignoring our fears, it's about understanding them and taking steps to address them.
Exactly.
So let's start with the fear of poverty.
Yeah.
How can we overcome that?
Well, Hill argues that the fear of poverty is often made worse by the constant stream of negative news and economic forecasts.
So it's like we're being bombarded with messages of scarcity.
Exactly. And he reminds us that we have a choice in how we respond to this information.
Okay.
We can choose to dwell on scarcity and lack,
Right.
or we can choose to focus on abundance and opportunity.
So it's about shifting our mindset from a place of fear to a place of empowerment.
Absolutely.
But what specific actions can we take?
Well, he'll suggest developing a sound financial plan, seeking opportunities for personal and professional growth, and cultivating an attitude of gratitude for what we already have.
So it's about taking responsibility for our financial well-being and focusing on the good things in our lives.
Exactly.
Okay, what about the fear of criticism?
That's a big one for a lot of people.
Yeah, it can be really debilitating.
It can. Hill argues that the fear of criticism stems from a lack of self-confidence
Okay.
and a belief that we're not good enough.
So we're worried about what other people think of us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we let their opinions control our actions.
So how do we overcome this fear?
Well, he encourages us to embrace our individuality, to express ourselves freely,
Okay.
and not let the opinions of others control our path.
It's about being true to yourself.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And he even suggests that criticism can be a valuable tool for growth.
So it's not always a bad thing.
It
can help us learn and improve.
Exactly. It's about not taking criticism personally
Right.
and using it as feedback to improve and refine our skills.
So how do we deal with the fear of ill health?
Well, that's a fear that can manifest in many ways.
Right.
And Hill believes that the fear of illness can actually make us more susceptible to disease.
Oh, wow. So our thoughts can actually influence our physical health.
They can. And he stresses the importance of maintaining a positive mental attitude,
Okay.
engaging in regular physical activity, and adopting healthy habits to promote overall well-being.
So it's about taking proactive steps to care for our physical and mental health.
Exactly. It's about making choices that empower us to live healthier and more fulfilling lives.
Okay, what about the fear of loss of love?
Well, that can be a deeply rooted anxiety
Yeah.
that can stem from past experiences of rejection, abandonment, or heartbreak.
It can really hold people back from forming new relationships.
It can. And Hill argues that this fear is often fueled by insecurity and a lack of self-love.
So we don't believe that we're worthy of love.
Right. And he encourages us to cultivate a strong sense of self-worth,
Okay.
to build healthy relationships based on mutual respect and trust, and not let the fear of rejection stop us from pursuing meaningful connections.
So it's about recognizing that we are worthy of love and belonging.
Absolutely.
And even if we experience loss or heartbreak,
Right.
we have the strength and resilience to heal and move forward.
We do.
Now, what about the fear of old age?
Well, a lot of people associate that with declining health, financial insecurity, and a loss of independence.
It's like they're afraid of becoming a burden.
Right. And Ellen Hill challenges us to view aging as a natural part of life,
Okay.
a process of growth, wisdom, and continued opportunity.
That's a more positive way to look at it.
It is. And he encourages us to plan for our financial future,
Right.
to maintain an active lifestyle, and to cultivate meaningful relationships to ensure a fulfilling and purposeful life,
Okay.
regardless of our age.
So it's about embracing the aging process with grace and dignity and recognizing that life can be rich and rewarding at every stage.
Exactly.
And finally, the fear of death.
Ah, yes, the big one.
The most universal and primal of all human fears.
It is. How do you approach that one?
Yeah.
Well, Hill argues that much of the fear surrounding death stems from religious and cultural beliefs
Okay.
that have instilled this sense of dread and uncertainty about what happens after we die.
So it's like we're afraid of the unknown.
Right. And he encourages us to confront our mortality with courage and acceptance,
Okay.
to focus on living a meaningful life in the present, and to trust that whatever awaits us after death is a natural part of the grand scheme of things.
So it's about finding peace with the inevitability of death and focusing on living a life filled with purpose, passion, and connection.
It is.
Now, it's great that he identifies these fears,
Right.
but does he offer any practical advice on how to overcome them?
He does. He encourages us to be aware of our susceptibility to fear,
Okay.
to protect our minds against negativity, to adopt a positive mental attitude,
Right.
and to spend time with people who inspire and empower us.
So it's about creating an environment that supports our growth and well-being.
It is. It's about creating a life that aligns with our values and aspirations.
Now, in addition to the 6 ghosts of fear, Hill also talks about the importance of willpower.
Right.
What role does he believe willpower plays in success?
Well, he draws on the work of Dr. Orison Swett Marden,
Okay.
who's a prominent advocate for personal development.
Okay.
And Hill uses Marden's work to highlight the transformative power of a strong will.
So it's not just about having a positive attitude, it's about having the inner strength to make things happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Marden argues that willpower is essential for overcoming challenges, achieving goals, and shaping our destiny.
So it's like the driving force behind our actions.
It is. He uses the phrase perpetual pushing and assurance
Okay.
to describe the relentless determination needed to overcome obstacles and achieve great things.
So it's about not giving up easily, not letting setbacks derail our progress.
Right.
And maintaining that unwavering belief in our ability to succeed.
Exactly. Does he give any examples of this kind of willpower in action?
Yeah, I mean, are there any stories that he shares?
Well, he uses the example of Bayard Taylor, who was an author and traveler,
Okay.
who at 19 walked 30 miles to Philadelphia to find a publisher for his poems.
Wow, that's dedication.
Yeah, and he didn't find a publisher that time.
Oh, no.
But he didn't give up.
Good for him.
He kept believing in himself and his work, and eventually he achieved the success he desired.
It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the road to success is long and challenging. But with persistence and self-belief, you can overcome any obstacle.
Absolutely.
Now, does Hill address the influence of other people's opinions on our journey?
He does. He cautions against seeking validation from external sources
Okay.
and emphasizes staying true to your own vision even when others doubt you.
So it's about having that inner compass
Right.
and trusting your instinct?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He uses the example of General Suwarrow,
Okay.
who was a Russian military commander,
Right.
known for his unwavering willpower and his belief in positive thinking.
Okay.
And Suwarrow believed that to think we are able is almost to be so. To determine upon attainment is frequently attainment itself.
So if you believe you can do it, you're already halfway there.
Exactly. It highlights the importance of belief and self-confidence in achieving our goals.
Right. If we don't believe in ourselves, who will?
Exactly. And Marden also challenges the idea that luck or chance
Right.
plays a significant role in success.
Okay.
He argues that most successful people achieve their goals through hard work, persistence, and a clear vision, not by random chance.
So he's saying that you got to put in the work.
You do.
You can't just rely on luck.
Exactly. And he asks a series of thought-provoking questions.
Like what?
He asks, what has chance ever done in the world? Has it built any cities? Has it invented any telephones and telegraphs? Has it built any steamships, established any universities, any asylums, any hospitals?
So he's saying that chance doesn't create anything of value.
Right. It's the people who put in the effort and the work who make things happen.
It's a strong case that lasting success comes from effort, strategy, and determination, and not from just dumb luck.
Right. And, Hill's own journey in writing Think and Grow Rich is an example of this.
In what way?
He spent over 20 years researching and interviewing successful individuals.
Wow.
Compiling their insights and strategies into this comprehensive philosophy of achievement.
It sounds like a real labor of love.
It was.
Yeah.
He wasn't motivated by personal gain or fame.
Right.
He had this mission to share this knowledge with the world.
Okay.
And empower others to achieve their dreams.
It's great that he was so passionate about his work.
He was. And his dedication led to the creation of this timeless classic that continues to inspire decades later.
I mean, his encounter with Andrew Carnegie must have really had a profound impact on him.
It did.
Yeah.
Carnegie was the steel magnate who inspired him to research the principles of success.
And Carnegie was a firm believer that success wasn't about luck.
No.
But about specific principles that could be learned and applied by anyone.
Exactly. And he challenged Hill to develop a philosophy of success based on this principle.
Right.
A philosophy that could be shared with the world and empower others to achieve their dreams.
So Hill really took that challenge to heart.
He did. He spent over 2 decades researching and compiling the principles outlined in Think and Grow Rich.
It's amazing how one meeting can spark such a journey.
Yeah, it really is.
Now, did Hill draw inspiration from anyone else besides Carnegie?
Oh, he was also inspired by the work of other successful individuals.
Like who?
Including Dr. Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor of the telephone.
Oh, wow. I mean, Bell's story is an incredible example of perseverance and belief in one's vision.
It is.
Even when faced with doubt and dismissal from others.
Absolutely. He faced numerous challenges in developing the telephone.
Right.
But he never gave up on his dream.
Right.
And his invention transformed communication.
It did.
Connecting people across vast distances and really changing the world.
It's a reminder that seemingly impossible dreams can become reality. With persistence, dedication, and an unwavering belief in one's vision.
It's a powerful message.
Now, Hill also talks about the importance of connecting with people.
Yes.
Who can support our growth and contribute to our success.
He does. He emphasizes the power of mentorship and collaboration.
Okay.
Surrounding ourselves with people who inspire us, challenge us, and hold us accountable to our goals.
It's about finding your tribe.
It is. And he even provides specific strategies for identifying and building relationships with these individuals.
Okay. What are some of his suggestions?
Well, he suggests that we should be clear about our goals and aspirations.
Okay.
And then seek out individuals who have already achieved what we desire.
So find people who have already walked the path you want to walk.
Exactly. And he encourages us to be humble.
Right.
To be willing to learn from others and to contribute our unique talents and perspectives to the relationship.
So it's about creating a win-win situation.
It is.
Where everyone benefits from the relationship. Now let's talk about one of the more intriguing aspects of Think and Grow Rich.
Okay.
The sixth sense.
Right.
How does Hill describe this intuitive faculty?
Well, he describes it as the culmination of all the other principles working together.
Okay.
Desire, belief, knowledge, imagination, and persistence.
So it's like they all come together.
They do. Yeah. And it's where these elements converge to create this powerful force for manifestation.
It sounds almost mystical.
It does. It's about moving beyond the limitations of our rational mind.
Okay.
And tapping into a deeper level of wisdom and insight.
So it's about trusting our gut.
Right. And being open to new possibilities.
Now, does he give any personal examples of experiencing this sixth sense?
Well, he does describe a vivid dream where he met Abraham Lincoln.
Really?
Who encouraged him to continue his work on the philosophy of success.
Wow, that's fascinating.
It is. It offers a glimpse into his personal journey of self-discovery.
Right.
And his exploration of the more mystical aspects of human consciousness.
It's like he's tapping into something beyond the everyday world.
Right. And he argues that we shouldn't dismiss such experiences.
Okay.
We should be open to the possibility that our minds can access realms of knowledge and understanding that go beyond our everyday perception.
So there's more to life than meets the eye.
Exactly. It's an invitation to expand our horizons and embrace the idea that there's more out there.
And it's interesting how this emphasis on the sixth sense and the power of thought aligns with emerging scientific research.
It does.
Exploring the connection between our thoughts, beliefs, and physical reality.
It really does. Fields like quantum physics and neuroscience are showing us how our thoughts and beliefs can actually influence the behavior of subatomic particles.
Wow.
And even the structure of our brains.
So our thoughts can literally change the world around us.
It's a powerful concept.
It is.
And in the epilogue of Think and Grow Rich, Hill provides a self-analysis questionnaire.
Okay, what's that?
It's a tool for taking stock of your current situation.
Okay.
And identifying areas for improvement.
So it's like a personal checkup.
It is. What kind of questions does he ask?
Well, he poses a series of 30 thought-provoking questions that challenge you to examine your beliefs, your habits, your values, and your aspirations.
So it's really making you think about who you are and what you want.
Exactly. They're designed to make you think about yourself and help you understand where you need to grow and evolve.
So it's a valuable exercise.
It sounds like it.
For anyone who is serious about reaching their full potential and creating a life filled with purpose and meaning.
So it's about taking ownership of your personal growth.
Absolutely.
Now, he also talks about the importance of cultivating a positive mental attitude.
He does. He calls it PMA.
PMA.
And he believes it's absolutely essential.
For what?
For overcoming challenges, for achieving goals, and for maintaining a sense of well-being and happiness.
So it's not just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about having a positive outlook on life in general.
Exactly. He emphasizes focusing on the positive aspects of life. Choosing to see the good in others and believing in our ability to overcome adversity. Right? He believes that choosing hope over despair, optimism over pessimism, and empowerment over victimhood can make a real difference in your life.
It's about choosing to approach life with a positive mindset rather than getting bogged down by negativity.
Right. And his emphasis on PMA aligns with a lot of the research in positive psychology, which shows that individuals with a positive outlook tend to be happier, healthier, and more successful.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Right. While it's not a magic solution,
it
can be a powerful tool for dealing with challenges, building resilience, and creating more fulfilling life.
Absolutely. But is success all about personal gain?
Well, Hill argues that true success isn't just about personal gain,
Okay.
but it's also about using our talents and resources to make a positive impact on the world.
So it's about using your success to make a difference.
Exactly. He emphasizes giving back to our communities,
Okay.
supporting causes we believe in, and using our influence to improve the lives of others.
So it's about making the world a better place.
He stresses that we're all interconnected and that our actions have ripple effects.
So what we do matters.
It does.
Now, it's worth noting that Hill's philosophy of success has its critics.
Yeah.
Some people argue that his emphasis on wealth accumulation is materialistic
Okay.
and overlooks other important aspects of life, like spiritual fulfillment, personal relationships, and contributing to the greater good.
So they're saying that he's too focused on money.
Yeah. Do you think that's a fair assessment?
Well, while Think and Grow Rich does focus on financial success,
Right.
it's important to remember that Hill's definition of riches goes beyond just money.
Okay.
He includes mental and spiritual wealth, strong relationships, and a sense of purpose and fulfillment in his definition of true success.
So it's about more than just money.
It is. And while his emphasis on wealth accumulation might reflect the values of his time,
Right.
his principles can really be applied to achieving success in any area of life.
So it's about identifying your goals, having a clear vision, then applying those principles of hard work, persistence, belief, and positive thinking to reach those goals.
It's a universal formula.
Now, some critics also say that Hill's philosophy is too simplistic and doesn't really consider the complexities of life.
Like what?
Like things like systemic inequalities, social injustice, and the role of luck and circumstance in shaping our outcomes.
So they're saying that he doesn't acknowledge the role of privilege and oppression.
Yeah, it's true that external factors can influence our lives, and it's important to recognize these systemic barriers that prevent many individuals from reaching their full potential.
Absolutely.
And it's also crucial to advocate for social and economic justice to create a more equitable world.
I agree.
But despite these criticisms, Think and Grow Rich is still a very popular book.
It is.
And it continues to inspire readers worldwide.
Yeah, why do you think that is?
Well, I think it's a testament to the power of Hill's insights,
Okay.
the relevance of his principles, and the profound impact that belief in oneself.
And a commitment to personal growth can have on achieving success.
Right.
What other practical advice does Hill offer in the book?
Well, he provides some really good advice on navigating the job market.
Okay.
Finding work that aligns with your skills and aspirations.
Right.
And marketing your services.
Okay.
Writing compelling resumes and standing out from the competition.
That's incredibly helpful, especially in today's competitive job market.
It is. He emphasizes understanding your strengths and talents.
Right.
And positioning yourself to attract employers who are seeking those specific skills.
So it's about knowing your worth and marketing yourself effectively.
Exactly. And he also highlights the importance of networking, building relationships, and showing a genuine desire to contribute to the organization's success.
So it's about being proactive and going the extra mile to get the opportunities that you want.
Right. Does he offer any advice for aspiring entrepreneurs?
Yeah. Are there any tips for people who want to start their own businesses?
Well, he emphasizes identifying a market need.
Developing a unique product or service and creating a sound plan to bring that product or service to market.
So it's not just about having a great idea, it's about having the business acumen to make it a reality.
Exactly. And he also talks about the importance of financial management, customer service, and building a strong team.
So it's about having all your ducks in a row.
It is. And Hill argues that successful entrepreneurs aren't just driven by profit, but by passion for their work and a desire to create something valuable for others.
So it's about making a difference in the world through your business.
It is. It's about solving problems, meeting needs, and making a positive impact through innovation and entrepreneurship.
It's about using your business as a force for good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And his insights into business success are really timeless,
Yeah.
providing a valuable framework for anyone who wants to build a thriving business.
Absolutely. Now let's circle back to Hill's emphasis on the power of thought.
Okay.
And its ability to shape our reality.
Right.
Its concept that runs throughout the entire book. How does he explain this concept?
Well, he argues that our thoughts are more than just fleeting mental events.
Okay.
They're powerful forces that can influence our actions, our experiences, and even the physical world around us.
So our thoughts can actually create our reality.
That's the idea. And he encourages us to be mindful of our thoughts,
Okay.
to cultivate positive beliefs, and to focus our mental energy on the outcomes that we desire.
So we're not just passive recipients of our thoughts. We can actually choose to shape them.
Exactly. He argues that our subconscious minds are constantly working to bring our dominant thoughts and beliefs into reality,
Okay.
whether those thoughts and beliefs are positive or negative.
So if we're constantly thinking negative thoughts, we're more likely to experience negative outcomes.
Right. And that's where techniques like affirmations, visualization, autosuggestion come in.
So these are tools to help us harness the power of thought.
Exactly. By consistently focusing on our goals, believing in our ability to achieve them, and taking action that aligns with our thoughts, we can create a fulfilling life that reflects our deepest desires.
So it's about taking control of our minds and using them to create the reality we want to experience.
Precisely. And as we discussed earlier, this idea is actually supported by scientific research,
Right?
exploring the mind-body connection and the influence of our beliefs on our experiences.
Fields like psychoneuroimmunology and epigenetics are showing us how our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs can impact our physical health, our behavior, and even the expression of our genes.
It's fascinating stuff.
It is. It really highlights the power of our minds.
Absolutely. But Hill also stresses that taking action is crucial.
So it's not enough to just think positive thoughts.
It's not. He argues that simply wishing for something isn't enough.
Right.
We need to take concrete steps to move towards our goals.
So do we have to put in the work?
We do. He encourages us to develop a plan of action, break down our goals into smaller steps, and take consistent action even when we don't feel like it.
So it's about bridging that gap between thought and reality through action.
Exactly. And it's important to remember that Hill's philosophy isn't about achieving effortless success or becoming rich overnight.
Right.
He emphasizes the importance of hard work, persistence, and dedication, the willingness to put in the effort to achieve our goals.
So there are no shortcuts.
No shortcuts.
Yeah.
He sees success as a journey, not a destination.
Okay.
It's a process of continuous growth, learning, and refinement.
So it's about embracing the journey.
It is.
And enjoying the ride.
Absolutely. There will be setbacks and challenges along the way.
Of course.
But he reminds us that these are opportunities to learn to grow and to improve.
So it's about learning from our mistakes.
Right. And not letting them define us.
It's about getting back up and trying again.
Exactly.
Think and Grow Rich isn't just a guide to financial success.
Right.
It's a blueprint for creating a fulfilling life.
It really is. Hill's philosophy encompasses all aspects of life.
Yeah.
From our relationships and our health to our careers and our personal growth.
It's about becoming the best version of yourself.
Yeah. Right. He presents a holistic view of success, encouraging us to become the best versions of ourselves, live in alignment with our values, and strive to make a positive impact on the world.
And even though his writing style might feel a bit outdated to some,
Yeah, it can be a little bit old-fashioned.
his message is timeless, and his insights are just as relevant today as they were when the book was first published.
I agree. His work continues to resonate with readers worldwide.
Absolutely.
Reminding us of the power of thought, the importance of persistence, and the enduring human desire for a life of purpose and meaning.
Now, as we wrap up our deep dive into Think and Grow Rich,
Okay.
what's one key takeaway you would want our listeners to ponder?
Well, I think one of the most important things to remember is that Hill's work consistently emphasizes that success is not a destination, but a journey.
Right.
It's a continuous process of growth, learning, and refinement.
It's a great reminder that we are all works in progress, and the pursuit of growth and learning should be a lifelong endeavor.
Exactly. Embrace the journey. Stay committed to your goals and never give up on your dreams. The path to a fulfilling life is paved with challenges and setbacks, but with persistence and a belief in yourself, you can overcome any obstacle and create a life that truly reflects your deepest aspirations.
This has been a fascinating exploration of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. We've covered a lot of ground, and there's so much to unpack and apply in your own life. Remember, the principles outlined in this book are timeless and can be applied to achieve success in any area of life, whether it's your career, your relationships, or your personal growth. So keep those desires, bring that faith strong, and your mind open to the possibilities of